Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So I'm very excited for today's video because it is a NIKKIE Tutorials X Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette review, or pressed pigment palette. I think it's the official name of it. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I bought the palette when it went on sale on the 31st of August, but it did take like 2 weeks to get here. I even had to write Beauty Bay customer service because the palette, like the dispatch number said that it was the tracking number said that it was dispatched, but it didn't change for like 5 days, so I had to write to them, and then it came here pretty quick after that. So that was pretty good. I'm pretty happy that it worked out pretty quickly with the customer service. But yeah, I'm just very excited to use this palette today. I have been waiting for it. I wanted to try it, so today's going to be a review of it. I'm going to show you some swatches on my arm, and I'm going to apply some of the eyeshadows on my eyelid, and yeah, let's get started. If you're asking yourself what the heck does she have on her hair, it's just these clips, but I actually put a cotton pad in it just so that it doesn't leave a mark on my hair, because I just washed my hair and I actually straightened it. So yeah, just ignore that. Alright, so this is the palette. As you can see here, it comes in this beautiful black packaging. On the bag it says, "Hello guys, it's me, Nikki. Hello," you know, her regular intro. That's really fun. It comes with the palette, which is actually a stunning, really beautiful palette. And then also a little card that says, "I want you to make the most out of these gorgeous shades." Okay.
I want you to make the most out of these gorgeous shades, so I want to show you how to master their full potential. Some of the formulas work best when applied with a shadow brush to build them up, while others work better when applied with the fingers. Check out the symbols on the other side to see which. Have fun creating.
So it does say all of the eyeshadow names, and then it has a symbol of a brush or a finger and a brush, so that you know if it works better with a finger and a brush or just with a brush. So that's pretty nice. I think in regular, in general, matte shades work better with brushes and shimmery shades work better with fingers. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing, but still it's really nice to have this so that you can see it if you're not that familiar with eyeshadow shades. So this is the palette. As you can see, it's really beautiful. It's a gorgeous palette with two sides to it. One is dark and the other one is bright and colorful, just like she described in her intro. Yeah, it has two mirrors. One of the mirrors is a regular mirror and the other one is a magnifying mirror, which is really nice. But as you can see, the shades are stunning. The shades are just beautiful. They're really colorful. There's a lot of different colors that you can just make out looks out of it. In general, I will say I'm a neutral ass bitch. I generally use neutral shades. I like a little bit of a pop of color here and there, but in general I don't use a lot of colors. So still I'm going to try and use some of these shades, but first of all I'm going to swatch them all on my arm. I do think, Nikki said it too, she made a video about it, that a lot of shades maybe don't swatch as good as they look on the eye, and that she doesn't think that swatches are a good representation for how an eyeshadow will look on your eyes. And I do totally agree with that sentiment. I do feel like a lot of the times swatches maybe are not that great, mostly for matte shades. Matte shades don't swatch that good, but I think that's fine. I think that it's still good to see the swatches just so that you can see at least how intense the color is and if the color transfers the same as it looks on the palette. So I'm going to swatch them all on my arm, and then I'm going to use some of them on my eyes. So let's get started. Hey guys, it's me from the future. Basically, my footage was corrupted, and so what you should have seen in this part right now is gone. So I just decided to really quickly hop back in front of the camera and refilm it, because I do have all the footage afterwards and I do have the pictures and everything. It's just one clip that like was corrupted and it's just gone. And it's basically the clip where I apply the eyeshadow onto my eyes. So I'm just here again and I'm just going to redo exactly what I did the first time for my eyeshadow, and then you will just see afterwards how I continued with the original footage. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the first thing that I did is prime my eyes, and I did use my pearly eye base from Kiko, which I did not set because I know that NIKKIE never does set her eye primer, because eyeshadows tend to like apply more pigmented onto like directly primer instead of using any powder. But because I already filmed this video, I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, because I already filmed this video and I already wore that eyeshadow for the whole day, it did actually crease on my eyes after a while. But yeah, I don't think that that's the fault of the eyeshadow. It's just like that happens with me with any eyeshadow that I ever use. So I'm still going to not set it, just because today I don't have like a long day in front of me, so I don't care if it creases a little bit, and just so that I keep it going how I did originally, because I don't know if the eyeshadows may apply different if I do set it. So what I did is I did an halo eye. So halo eye is like darkness on the outer and inner corner, and on the center it's like a light, just like a halo kind of thing. So I went into the shade Mila and I started applying it onto the outer corner. Now the shadows, I was and I still am very impressed, because they are really pigmented and they have a really nice shade to them. Like they do apply how they swatch, which is something that I like. So I do bring in the same shade just on the inner corner. When I was doing it, I actually did take the mirror from the palette, because the magnifying one is just really nice. And then I went in and actually took the shade 5 AM and just intensified a little bit the outer corners. This shade, as you can totally see right now, is really pigmented, and I really enjoyed it when I used it the first time, and I enjoy it right now too. I did take a little bit too much. The next thing that I did is take a bigger fluffy brush like this and just kind of blend out the edges. And I actually dipped it a little bit into Basic Trot, which is just this light beautiful shade that for me, because for me it's just too light, it's a great color to blend out other shades. And then for the center of my eye, like the halo thing, I used the shade All In, which is just a stunning shade. I used it with my finger, so I just took it on my finger and applied it. Look at that. Can you see that? Like when I applied the first time, amazing. Right now that I'm applying it again, still amazing. It's just such a beautiful shade. It's just so beautiful. It has more of a chunky glitter. It's not like thin glitter, like finely milled, but I think that's what makes it look as if it's wet. I feel like it makes your eye look wet, which is something that I'm always searching for. Now here's the thing. I wanted to use more shades than just like these three, so I did use another shade later. But what I did too is take the color Mr. Tutorials and apply it on the outer like corner of my eye. I did actually take Mr. Tutorials with a brush, which was something that I also wanted to try out, and the colors do apply nicely with the brush. The only thing that happens is that they don't have as much color payoff. I feel like a lot of them tend to just leave more glitter when you apply them with the brush, and when you apply them with your finger, it actually does leave the color. But I liked it with the brush, and I just applied it on the outer corners. But I feel like you can really see how beautiful these colors are. Like the mattes do apply really nicely, and they also blend really nicely, and the shimmers just really pack a punch. The shimmers are just really nice and shimmery, and it actually looks wet in real life as well. It just looks really beautiful and really stunning. So I really enjoy these shades. But this is actually all I did, and that's all that like was corrupted, like the file that was deleted. So what you're gonna see next is what I actually originally filmed. So if it is a little bit different, that's why. So let's just go on. Alright, so my camera stopped recording because my battery was empty, but I just put in a new battery and we can continue rolling. But I was saying that it does say it on this little pamphlet here that the shade Mr. Tutorials is better applied with a finger. I mean, it says with a brush and a finger, but in general, shimmers are just better with a finger. But in general, I still think that it worked nicely with the brush. Like, it did not apply maybe as intensely as it would have with the finger. But I still feel like it does apply it, and that's nice, you know? It does work too with the brush if you really just don't want to use your fingers. I might just go over everything and just apply a little bit of underground too. Just to, I don't know, I just like layering a lot of shimmers sometimes. I'm just like playing with the shades. At this point, I'm just like, I just want to use them all. I kind of want to use a like different shade on my lower lash, like a pop of color on my lower lash, because I feel like that's also always a way to use in like more colorful colors and not it be too much for daytime. Just apply it on your lower lash. But I don't know if I want to go in with a shade like NIKKIE, like a red, but I feel like sometimes red lower lash lines can look like you have like an eye infection or something. But I don't know if it would in this like occasion. Or I could go with you, which is just like a really, really strong green. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to go with NIKKIE. I don't know why. I want to try the red on my lower lash line. I feel like if it looks crazy, I can just remove it and reapply my concealer. But I just want to try it, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try the dark red on my lower lash line. So I'm going to take a really tiny brush because I don't want it to be too like much. I'm going to take this tiny brush from Real Techniques and I'm going to go into NIKKIE on my lower lash line. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn, this is pigmented. How is it looking? It is looking crazy. This is very pigmented. Like, I barely tapped it in the shade and it's already like very, very pigmented. I'm going to actually take a small like pencil brush like this one, and I'm gonna go into Summer or however you pronounce it, which is the orangey like the peachy shade, and just blend that out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing at this point, but it's looking good. I feel like this shade Summer really does blend out nicely. The only thing to keep in mind that I've noticed is that the shades are so pigmented that if you apply them on top of each other, they will cover themselves up. Like, I feel like the red right now was kind of covered with the shade Summer, which is a peachy shade, which I wanted just to use for like blending, but I feel like it's so intense, so pigmented that it actually did cover the red, which, to be honest, it's nice because I feel like a lot of the times when you apply a really pigmented intense shade like a red or a blue and you want to like blend it or something, sometimes the shade will just not blend and you will not be able to move it, and if you apply something on top of it to just like tone it down, it will not work. But I feel like with this shades it really does work. I mean, I don't know if I like this look. I don't know if it looks a little bit crazy, but I'm going to just keep going because why not? I'm going to take Mila just to kind of like ground the shades a little bit so that it's not just like a red floating around. So I'm going to take Vla, which is the intense yellow. It does have quite a bit of like kick up, and just apply it on my inner corners. This is a really beautiful yellow. It is neon, but I feel like I did not take a lot, and I do feel like I can build it up. And I don't want to build it up because I don't want it to be too intense, but you know, I don't hate it. So I'm going to do my wing liner and then come back and let's do the finishing touches. Alright, so I finished off my eyes. I applied wing liner, I applied mascara, and then I also applied some red liner on my like inner waterline, on my lower waterline, and my upper waterline I just applied a black. And then I just also with the same small brush just continued the red under the wing. But yeah, I mean, this was not the look that I was expecting to do. I didn't expect to go with red, but I really wanted to try the red out and I really love it. It's like really, really intense. And the other thing I want to do is I apply the yellow on the inner corner, which I do still enjoy. I do like it, but I want to apply a shimmer on top of it. So with the same brush, I'm going to go in the shade Ivy, which is more of a like white pinkish shade. And just with a brush, I'm not applying it with a finger because I don't want it to be too intense. I kind of just want the shimmer. Yeah, it's what I thought I thought it would apply. If you apply the shimmers with the brush, I feel like mostly you're just applying the glitter. And if you apply it with the finger, you're also taking like the shadow pigment that's in there. I forgot to mention, the shades did not have any fallout on my cheeks at all. They were like, they had some kickoff when you applied it on the palette, and I just like tapped it off. I don't have any fallout on my cheeks, which is great because I feel like a lot of the times with intense shades, they do have fall off. And fall out, not fall off. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my entire face, or not my entire face, but just like the center of my face. And then I will be back and tell you my last like finishing thoughts. Finishing thoughts? How do you say that? My thoughts? I don't know. Anyways, I'll be right back. But yeah, my final thoughts on this palette. It is a stunning, great palette. I was expecting a lot from it just because I watched NIKKIE for years and I know that she loves her like really intense looks with a lot of like color and stuff. I did never try her first like palette collaboration, which kind of there was some things happening there, I don't know, but I never tried that one out. But when I saw that she was collaborating with Beauty Bay, I thought I need to get it. The palette is €30 and $30 I think, and I think it's like 25 pound or something like that, but still I feel like it's a really good like price for the palette if you compare it to like, for example, an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which is like, I mean, and this one was like €50 because Anastasia Beverly Hills is pretty expensive here, but you can see the size comparison and also like the palette, like the actual shades. Here you can see like the size difference. The pans on the Beauty Bay palette, like the NIKKIE Beauty Bay palette, are just so much bigger than the ones from Anastasia Beverly Hills. But yeah, in general, I would say it's a great palette. I would really recommend it. I've not used all of the shades, obviously, but the ones that I used were really nice, really pigmented. I was really... I don't know, I was not expecting the shades to be that pigmented because like I said, I've watched NIKKIE and I know that she likes her shades to be pigmented, but still I feel like a lot of the times when you get a palette, it's just not that pigmented when you try it out on your eyes, like on your face. And this one, I feel like it just really does what it says. It really did. It just really is really pigmented and has a lot of payoff, and the shades are really beautiful. I think the only downside kind of to this palette would be that first, it's a limited edition palette. I think there's going to be a second like order, like a second time that they're going to bring it out. So if you want to get it, I think you still can get it. I don't know when it will be, and I don't know when I will post this video, as soon as I can, but I think you can still get like and order yours. Like there's going to be a second like not launch, but I don't know how to say it right now, a second like shipment. But after that, I think it's going to be gone. So if you don't get it, then you cannot get it afterwards. So that's like a downside, but that's always like that with limited edition palettes. And the other thing that I would say is that if you look at the palette, if you just look at the shades, there are a lot of shades there. Like there are a lot of really colorful colors, and I feel like for me sometimes it's hard to think about how I want to use the shades, like what color do I mix with what. But I think if you look at it, you can really find shades that go well together and just work really nicely together. But yeah, in general, I would say it's a great palette. I can really recommend it. I would say congratulations to NIKKIE Tutorials for doing such an amazing job on this palette. And yeah, I'm really excited to keep on using it. I'm really excited to use all of the shimmery and all of the like intense colors and do like something intenser than I did today. But this was just like a first try out, and I feel like it turned out really nice. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and also follow me on my social media. Let me know down below if you bought this palette, if you have tried it, if you like it, if you don't like it. And yeah, I hope I see you very soon. Bye!
I want you to make the most of this gorgeous shade, so I wanted to show... I cannot read. I'm very sorry. I want you to make the most out of this gorgeous shades. I really can't read right now. I don't know what's happening with me. Somebody come get her, she's dancing like a stripper. Somebody come get her, she's dancing like a stripper. Somebody come get her, she's dancing like a stripper. Somebody come get her, she's dancing like a stripper.